MLB The Show tips are back with roster predictions for Friday, June 17th. And like last week, I'm going to let you guys ask the questions about who should be upgraded, who should be downgraded. So I appreciate your help with it this week. Let's get into it, starting with catcher, ending with reliever. Wilson Ramos, give him a +2. Another upgrade is likely for this all-star caliber catcher. On fire in 2016, 10 home runs, a .330 average. He's the everyday catcher for the Nationals, and I hope he will be an all-star. Skipping over to second base, Ian Kinsler, give him a +1. Long-range forecast for Kinsler is a possible diamond. You heard me right. He's got a better shot than even Robinson Cano. Why? His righty and lefty splits are just better than Cano, and they're less drastic, where he hits lefties and righties kind of equally. Plus, he has some speed, 7 steals on the year. So watch out, Kinsler could be one of those guys, if he keeps it up, could be looking at a diamond in his future. Rangers second baseman Jurickson Profar, give him a +2. I mentioned him last week, still crushing right-handed pitching, 400 average. The key to his overall, though, could be what is his primary position. He's been playing all over the diamond for Texas, so it'll be interesting to see where devs put him this week. As we head over to shortstop, let's see what Yuri has to ask about Xander Bogaerts.
Hey, MLB The Show tips. Xander Bogaerts is hitting like an early season MVP this year and is on pace for a 2020 season. Think he could be due for an upgrade this week?
That's a great question, Yuri, and I'd say Mookie Betts may actually have the edge in the clubhouse MVP race, but Bogaerts has to get his due credit, and developers did upgrade him +3 earlier this month in June. He's showing no signs of slowing down, though, and I think a +1 is possible now or very soon, with the hope of becoming a diamond still down the road if he keeps it up. Over to left field, Michael Saunders +2, hitting over 300 against righties and lefties with 11 home runs on the year, so I could see boost in his contact and power, especially against left-handed pitchers. In center field, I mentioned Andrew McCutchen, -1 last week. I still don't see how his contact rating can stay as high as they are with the poor start to the season. Buyer beware. Staying in center field, Archie has a question about Adam Jones.
Hey MLB The Show tips. What about Adam Jones? He's really been hot since they've taken him down to silver. He already has 6 home runs this month. Do you think he could get back to being a gold soon?
Good question, Archie. I think Adam Jones does deserve a +1 upgrade, but I'm really concerned about his average, sitting around 240. He's had the power surge like you mentioned this month, so I'm thinking maybe his power versus righties goes up, but he stays away from gold for now, about an 84 overall. Over in right field, Giancarlo Stanton remains on my downgrade warning list. Give him a -1, only 4 hits in the whole month of June when I recorded this, 0 home runs. I'm not sure what developers are waiting for. I know I would be giving him a downgrade, at least -1, even 2. That would drop him from diamond to gold, but it wouldn't shock me if they just keep him at diamond for another week. In Boston, Mookie Betts, give him a +2. Sooner or later, he's going to take that big step forward, and he's going to be rated among the best right fielders in MLB The Show. He's a serious contender right now for league MVP, but his low fielding and arm strength in the game, those attributes, may keep his overall below a diamond status. We'll wait and see. In Seattle, Nelson Cruz +1. He's hitting close to 300 against righties, and a hot start to June could be enough for devs to raise his contact versus righties just a little. And in New York, Carlos Beltran -2. I thought he deserved an upgrade last week. He continues his hot start, on pace for 40 home runs as long as he can stay healthy for the Yankees. Now let's go over to starting pitcher, where one of my friends, Teddy, has a question about Max Scherzer.
Hey MLB The Show tips, Teddy here. What do you think about Max Scherzer? In June, he has a 1.23 ERA, a .68 whip, a .200 weighted on base average allowed, with 28 strikeouts and 22 innings pitched. I think he should get a +1. What about you?
Now that's what I call a mic drop prediction. Now what else can I say other than I agree? Give him a +1, Teddy. Next up is starting pitcher Zach Greinke, and Ryan has a question about him.
Hey MLB tips. Zach Greinke has only given up 2 earned runs in his 3 starts in June. Is he ready to go back to diamond?
Ryan, that's a good question. Over the last 30 days, Greinke is among the best in the majors as far as walks per 9 and hits per 9. Now, he's already got a really great walk per 9 rating. His attributes there are good. So a +1 upgrade is possible if he receives a boost in that hits per 9 category. Not sure about Diamond overall just yet though. Alright, let's over to Chicago where John Lackey, I give him a +2 this week. I looked for a reason why he's not a gold pitcher, but the more and more I looked about it, he really deserves to be one. I found he's among the top 10 or 20 pitchers in almost every attribute category they look at, from those hits per 9, strikeouts per 9, etc. He's ready for that jump to the next tier. In Detroit, Justin Verlander +2. Where's his upgrade? He hasn't been adjusted since launch day, and we all know the 2016 version of Verlander is better than what we saw last year. And our friend Aaron has a question about Boston Red Sox starter Stephen Wright.
What's going on, Tips? Stephen Wright leads the AL in ERA, ERA+, and complete games. His home run rate is way down compared to last year, and he's averaging nearly 7 innings per start this year. That's got to be upgrade worthy, right?
I agree, Aaron, and you didn't even point out that he hasn't given up more than 2 earned runs since almost a month ago. So yeah, it's time for upgrades for Stephen Wright. From one coast to the other, we head to Anaheim where Matt Shoemaker has been lights out for the Angels. Listen to this, over the last 30 days, he's had a better strikeout rate per 9 than Clayton Kershaw and Max Scherzer. That's a dominating stretch that should earn him at least a +2 upgrade. And in Detroit, rookie Michael Fulmer, give him another +2 upgrade. My goodness, 28 straight innings without giving up an earned run. I'm really impressed with this guy. And in New York, we also have a question from Carson about CC Sabathia.
Hey MLB The Show tips. CC Sabathia has to be considered underrated. He's only given up 3 earned over his past 38 innings. Is it time for him to upgrade to a silver?
Yes, sir, Carson. I think Sabathia at least gets a +2, which would put him in that silver tier. Now, he's shown flashes of his former dominating self, but his control and strikeout rate just aren't what they used to be, but I still think a few upgrades are very possible. And over to relievers, I have one to mention that some of you guys have told me about. You got to pay more attention to Zach Britton of the Orioles. And I agree, frankly, +2. He deserves some upgrades. The Southpaw's sparkling ERA and WHIP are incredibly low this year, and he's been perfect on save chances this season for the Baltimore. Thanks to all those who submitted an upgrade or downgrade candidate. Enjoyed answering those questions. Make sure you follow me on Twitter at MLBTheShow_tips, and you might be a part of my next roster prediction video for MLB The Show.